What's up, guys? This is Rise and welcome to another video. Recently, the move Fairy Wind got buffed, as we know. Now it does one more damage than it used to, so it's a very strong move that also charges your energy very fast and now does a little bit more damage. Clefable now has access to Swift. Only 35 energy Swift got buffed, so it's only 4 Fairy Winds to every Swift. It gets there super fast, and you're going to see Clefable put on some massive pressure in this video. And don't be fooled by the cute, sweet nature of Clefable. It's going to be a menace to the opposition. And here we go. Malamar, Azumarill, Clefable is the team. And yeah, as we know, Malamar also got buffed with Psywave, so it's a very solid Pokemon. We see a Drapion in this very first battle. A little bit of a core breaker. Kind of beats everything on our team. So we're going to Superpower and then dip into Azumarill. And with this double Fairy style team, we're kind of utilizing Azumarill as our safe swap. Not the safest Pokemon in the world, right? Certain grass types are going to be really bad for Azumarill. Also, like a Toxapex, right? Or a Tentacruel would be terrible. But we have to kind of lure out the poison type if it's there. And we are now against an opposing Clefable. Azumarill going for the Play Rough here. Play Rough, the more efficient move, does a little bit more damage than the Ice Beam. We do connect. They're going to fire off an attack. I'm going to save my second shield for Clefable, preferably. Moonblast comes through, debuffs us, unfortunately. And they are going to fire off another attack here. I wasn't sure if this was enough. Just the Swift. Okay, so we take that. Nice play by the opponent. They actually combo with the energy from Drapion, preventing us from getting off our move. I'm going to come in with Clefable, go for a big farm down here. Move coming through, and it's just an Aqua Tail, so that's totally fine. We're going to go for the Fairy Wind down. Unfortunately, they get to another Aqua Tail. I'm debating whether I want a shield or not. So this is going to put us really low. We do have a lot of energy. In comes Dunsparce. I go for the Swift. I should have done one Fairy Wind there, so that was bad timing by me. We're going to do 4 and throw Moonblast here. This is going to put Dunsparce into Superpower range for sure. We switch. We combo. We're quick to the Superpower. Malamar is going to knock out Dunsparce, and the Azumarill is very low, so we take the win to start things off. I guess not all 3 of these Pokemon, but Malamar and Clefable just so quick to get to their charge attacks. Psywave, such a solid move as well. We haven't made like a dedicated Malamar video, but we have featured Malamar, so this is kind of like a 2-for-1 special here. Oh, got a little bit ahead of myself there. Battle starting. What do you got for us? Malamar into Talonflame. So this is where it's important to try and time your moves properly, right? With Psywave being a 1-turn move, you want to try and do 4 if possible before throwing. So you want to throw right before the end of that Incinerate. And we actually catch here onto Azumarill. Best case scenario would be a Flame Charge. And there we have it. So we catch a Flame Charge. Talonflame's actually staying in momentarily. They could potentially be running Flame Charge Brave Bird, so I do respect it. And look at that. It's a good shield. That would have done a ton of damage, especially after they had buffed their attack from the Flame Charge. Now we've got the Azumarill Mirror Match, which I don't mind at all, because Malamar is avoiding Azumarill. So that's pretty good for us. Also, the switch timers are desynced, so I may even be willing to save this energy on Azumarill and go into Clefable now. And here we go. And we know that Talonflame is still there. So I do want to ideally have some energy for the Talonflame if possible. Moonblast connects, puts Azu really low. This is like a perfect farm down range. We're going to take the move here. Play Rough does connect. In comes Talon. But look how quick Clefable is to the move. Only 4 Fairy Winds to the Swift. And then check out what happens here. They shield. And Clefable lives the Incinerate, gets to another Swift. I don't know if they realized it was only 4 Fairy Winds to Swift. But look at that. Clefable takes out the Talon. And now we should be in a really good spot. Going to come in Malamar, and our opponent is out of there. G to the G. Clefable, that was one of the highlights, honestly. I'm not sure the opponent recognized that it was only 4 Fairy Winds to Swift. Otherwise, they probably should have thrown the move to prevent that. Okay, Altaria. So we've got 2 better answers. Probably should have swapped instantly, to be honest. But for some reason, I build energy and then I swap. And they expend energy. So this is honestly, I'm totally cool with this. Totally cool with this. In comes Charge-a-Bug. Yeah, probably would have been worse for us if the opponent had, like, just stored the energy and gone Charge-a-Bug. But by unleashing the energy onto Azumarill, it's a little bit better. I'm going to let Azumarill go because this Charge-a-Bug is kind of a menace to our team. We're a little bit ABA weak to it. So I come in with Clefable. They actually bait us like an absolute savage. Go for the Moonblast here, hoping this is enough to knock out if it lands. We don't want them to get off a parting discharge. And luckily it does knock out. In comes Azumarill. Okay. So we know how good Clefable is going to be in this endgame. I think that was bad timing. Not sure what I was doing there. Moonblast coming through. Bang. Kind of have to preserve Clefable here. They Ice Beam us. I go for the Moonblast. This will probably pressure the final shield off of the Azumarill. I go for the catch attempt. The opponent doesn't fall for it. I get off a foul play here to chip at Azumarill. Maybe put it into like a farm down range for Clefable. They're forced to expend energy. And they actually are running Hydro Pump instead of Play Rough, which is a little bit better for me. Because they had to expend more energy. It's a race to the Moonblast. Clefable gets there. And considering Azumarill just expended all that energy, Clefable's going to be able to outpace to this Swift. So fast, Clefable. Just waddling back and forth. So cute, so adorable. But like we talked about, very strong, very powerful in this current meta. Whenever it's only 8 turns to get to a move, that's just so crazy. And Swift, it's not like it's the most powerful move in the world, but it does, like, useful damage. We lead Malamar into Clefable, so we're going to safe swap Azumarill. Because they're staying, I think oh, okay. I was going to say maybe I shield to preserve some health, but no, I don't. In comes Dunsparce. I've seen this situation in the current meta. Like, people will chip and then swap into Dunsparce because it's just such a strong neutral pick right now. There's not a whole lot of things that are going to hard punish Dunsparce in the meta. Probably like a Shadow Machamp would be one. Going for the Play Rough here. Let's see what the opponent decides to do. They shield. And I was eyeing if I could get to another move. It looked like I was going to get farmed down by Dunsparce, and I didn't want that to happen. So I actually pivot into Clefable. In comes Dugong. Okay, so interesting situation. We're up a shield. They shield the Moonblast, and now we're up 2 shields. But now it's like, where do I expend my shields? I'm going to use one here so I can get off a Moonblast against this Dugong. The problem is I'm probably going to have to swap out here, and then my Malamar is going to get debuffed. So that's not ideal. Going to have to take this move. Also, there's still a Clefable. So I think we're in a pretty tough spot, yeah. I think we're in a pretty tough spot here. Clefable is going to resist both charge attacks coming from our Malamar. Doesn't do too much. And I know they're probably just going to go for Swift here, so I let it go. And unfortunately, because the Fairy Winds are super effective, we're not able to get to the superpower. I try to be cheeky here, just to figure out some sort of win con. I do the show and go, but it's going to be too little too late, as you're going to see. Clefable is going to outpace us to a move. We have to use our last shield, and I would have to throw a Swift here because this Clefable is healthier than me. So I actually have to throw the Swift at the Dugong, and they still have 2 Pokemon hanging out. So that is going to be a G to the G. Well played by the opponent. Hands us our first loss with Clefable. On to the next one. Let me know in the comments what has been your favorite Pokemon to use so far. The following video to this one is going to be what is my current favorite Pokemon in this new meta that I've been using. We get a positive lead here. Malamar into Drifblim. They safe swap a Force Palm Lucario. I Superpower and then go Azumarill. You could argue going Clefable would have been the better option here because super effective Thunder Punch is going to be a little bit threatening to Azumarill. But I am willing to take two of them here. As you see, it does like around 40%. And they actually bait me, so that's perfect. Gonna go for the Ice Beam now. I figure Ice Beam should be enough to knock out from this range. Lucario is very frail. In comes Dunsparce, and immediately, this looks like a really good situation. I mean, I can just stay in here, do as much damage as possible with the Azumarill, and keep the alignment that I'm going to have Clefable to clean up Dunsparce, and keep shields for my Malamar on that Drifblim. Drill Run puts me low. They swap Drifblim. These Astonishers, though, are a little bit concerning. They are chunking quite quickly. So we go for the foul play, and we're just hoping that we can get to 2 moves here before getting farmed down. We actually land, though, so now I'm actually just going to go for the Superpower. Superpower, triple resisted, but Drifblim is really low. Do I go for a catch here? Let's see. Oh my goodness. Pretty nasty. Was anybody in the comments impressed by that play? Let me know. Make me feel good about myself. Clefable. Going to clean up here on the cleanup crew. Clefable. The janitor. Going for the Moon Blast, which will knock out Dunsparce. And then 1 Fairy Wind. Oh, never mind. 2 Fairy Winds to knock out Drift Money. And another win on the board. Yeah, this team putting in a lot of work here. 4-1 set there. Wobbuffet's the reward for our troubles. Oops. Straight into set number 2. David is the next opponent. Okay, Dragonair. So we've got 2 fairy types in the back, so I'm probably going to pivot. Yeah, pivot into Azu. And this is perfect, right? Azu luring out the Clodsire is perfect for us. This way, Clefable avoids it. And Azu can really make this uncomfortable for Clodsire. Especially if they're not running Sludge Bomb. Our bulky Azu should be able to withstand 2 moves, potentially. And get to this double Ice Beam. Get a shield advantage for us. So I really like the situation we're in currently. Double Poison would probably be worst case scenario for us. But at this current moment in time, Azu's looking really good. They go for Stone Edge. They actually are forced to catch on Gastrodon. Otherwise, looks like I would have got to the Ice Beam. And then knowing that the lead Pokemon was Dragonair, I'm going to come in with Malamar here. Save Clefable for that Dragonair. Going to go for the foul play here. And if this lands, I mean, it's going to be pretty much easy pickings from here. Yep. Connects. Getting ready to swap. And probably just going to build up a little bit extra energy because we know that the Clodsire still exists. It's really low, though. But we want to have a little bit of energy for that Clodsire. We go for the Swift here. Swiftly coming through. Grabs the final Protect Shield. Going to have to respect this. But we still have both of our shields. We're in a pretty good spot here. Shield the Stone Edge. Just going to go for this right away. I probably could have overfarmed a little bit more there, but we're just playing it safe. Dragonair doesn't have that much energy. So we're just going to go... I was going to go straight for the Swift again. But opponent top lefts. And that is a GG. Next battle. I'm going to look up the stats on Swift. Charge attacks. Swift. 55 damage, 35 energy. So Swift, how crazy is that? Swift is now a slightly better move than Body Slam. Thanks to Swift getting buffed and Body Slam getting nerfed. Shiny Empoleon with Metal Claw. We Get a shield advantage with the superpower. Then we go into Azumarill. Drill Peck connects. We want to go for the Play Rough here, obviously, because Ice Beam would be double resisted by that water and steel typing. And then Play Rough would only be single resisted by that steel typing. Drill Peck connects. We're going to do 3 bubbles. Opponent throws. I should be able to withstand this Drill Peck and still get to my move, so I'm going to let this go. I do 1. I Ice Beam here. I'm not sure if this is enough to knock out, but I'm hoping it is. Ice Beam. They actually barely live, but the next bubble KO still. Leaving Azu very low. But we're in a pretty good spot here. I mean, at this point, Clefable is so good against the remaining Pokemon that I just come in here with Malamar to kind of do what I can. Just going to throw a foul play here. And then I fully intend to swap Clefable no matter what after this foul play to close out the game with it. And because I know I completely wall off the Hakamo, I'm just fully willing to shield, invest both shields here if need be. If I get baited, so be it. They go for the return. They go for the Hail Mary. And we've got so much energy now. No point in really baiting it here. Moonblast. Bang! One-shots the Hakamo. Very cool shiny, by the way. Very cool shiny. Our opponent was running there. Always loved the style. But, man, yeah, Clefable. I was very impressed. Very impressed. You've got just a nasty combination, right, of a super cheap and quick bait move and then the hard-hitting Moonblast with same type attack bonus. We lead into Azu, so we're going to safe swap our own Azu. Met by Jumpluff. This is not that bad. I think Shadow Jumpluff, personally, is a little bit better for Azu because look at how much that Ice Beam does. Versus the regular Jumpluff, you're going to need to land 2 Ice Beams usually. You're not going to put it into like a bubble down range. And at this point, I'm like, you know, I think I'm just going to try and go for a 2-shield farm down. Except, I don't know if I can actually get the farm down. Maybe if I committed to it, it would have been close. But I just play it safe and throw early. So we're down 2 shields, but we've got like a 3v2. So we'll see how this plays out. If our Azu can kind of neutralize their Azu, it'll kind of be a 2-on-1 in the end game. I'm forgetting. I played these battles like yesterday, and I'm forgetting what the third Mon was. Play Rough coming through. Azu, very cute, very cuddly. But once again, a very strong Pokemon. The classic Azumarill mirror match. We've seen it since Season 1, and it's still here. And look at that, Azu hanging on with a sliver of health, gets off another Play Rough. Beautiful. Obama in back. Yikes. 2-shield Obama here is kind of scary. Kind of scary. They're farming up a lot. Honestly, I probably should have just superpowered and dipped here. I guess I didn't want to debuff myself. I catch on Clefable. But, like, everything is going to hit for neutral anyway. So, like, how much does this catch really do for me? I'm not sure. I do get off a Swift, so I'm like, huh. Maybe there's still a chance. Swift gets the shield. Can we still do this? They're forced to throw. And I'm like, this game's over. But it's icy. So I'm like, is there any way I get to the move? And no, it looks like I either lost CMP or they got their 1 turn before me. I'm not sure. An Energy Ball knocks me out. Super close game. Basically came down to like 1 turn there. If I get off that superpower, I think I'm able to Psywave down the Azumarill. Really good game. Rank 10. Chris J, my namesake. Quill, one of our favorite Pokemon. This is where we need to see Quill. They say swap for Alligator. We don't have an obvious answer, and we need to keep alignment, right? So I'm going to Superpower and then go into Azumarill. And hopefully this will allow us to keep the alignment. For Alligator's, of course, going to spam off these Hydro Cannons so quickly, but Azumarill with its water typing, going to resist the Hydro Cannon damage. I'm going to be patient here. I'm not going to like throw on bad timing. So I do one bubble and throw, go for the Play Rough. Play Rough going to knock out for Alligator. In comes Quill. The concern here is Quill is going to get a big farm. So this farm is a little bit concerning for me because all this energy is going to be really valuable against our remaining Pokemon. I don't think it's worth giving up Switch, so I do let Azu get farmed down. Quill's got a million energy. I'm going to try and call an Aqua Tail here, hopefully. If they had gone for Sludge Wave here, that would have been devastating, but we do call the Aqua Tail, and now I got to start shielding because that's a tough Fairy Wind down from that amount of health if I was to let this go. So I'm willing to double shield here. Hope maybe I can get a shield back with this energy against something. And it's a Machamps. This is perfect. This is a game where as long as we kept the switch advantage, as long as we kept the alignment, we were going to be in a good spot. And Machamp's going to fire off a potential Stone Edge here, which would do a lot of damage. So we have to be careful. We can't fire Moonblast, right? Because Moonblast would be like the lose con. That would give Quillfish a Poison Sting down, and then they would Aqua Tail or Malamar. So we make sure we double up on the Swift. And this way we have back-to-back Swifts swiftly knocking out the Quillfish. The Quill God. Sorry, Quill. You're one of my best buddies, but I had to. I had to do it. That reminds me, when I was like in first grade, I played in a church soccer league, and there was one time our opposing team, as we see Malamar into Feraligatr, our opposing team didn't have enough players that showed up, so I had to play for the opposing team, and I was so conflicted. I was like, am I supposed to like still try against like my own team and like potentially beat my own team? I was so conflicted. I remember like I was never that good at soccer. I was more of a basketball guy, but I remember I was like purposely like like not playing that well because I don't know, I wanted like my team to win. I felt conflicted. Anyway, first grade church soccer. What a time. Ice Beam coming through. Jump Luff. By the way, I stopped playing soccer in like third grade. I'm really bad. I think it's important sometimes to know like what you're good at, what you're bad at. Soccer was not my thing. Basketball and American football is much better at. We are able to get both shields from the Jump Luff. We pivot out. We don't want to give Jump Luff a bunch of energy here. This looks like a tough little situation. We're going to go for the... Oh, we're expecting the catch. So we call that they're going to catch. We get the extra farm. In comes Licky Licky. I waited a turn, which unfortunately gave him an entire extra rollout. So a huge mistake by me. And now I'm probably going to be forced to shield here. So playing a little bit sloppy. Could have done an entire another Fairy Wind. Playing very sloppy, to be honest. I try to catch on Azu unsuccessfully. They're going to go for Energy Ball to make sure it knocks out. This is going to be really close still because Moonblast will be kind of threatening. So I'm hoping I can get to the Moonblast, and I do get to the Moonblast on charge attack priority. This is best case scenario. Puts the Jump Luff really low, hoping they don't undercharge this. And Malamar can get to a move. Honestly, probably unnecessary to go for the foul play. Superpower should have been enough from there, but I guess I just committed to the foul play. And that is a GG. Dude, imagine how embarrassing if... they had got to the Aerial Ace before I got to foul play, and Superpower would have been like CMP. That would have been such a throw. But anyway, rank 11. There you have it. Clefable is really good, in my opinion. And, of course, it has to watch out for Clodsire and other poison types. But it's just got a really nice combination of a super fast move in situations where, like, Pokemon are low, like we saw against that Talonflame, and also that hard-hitting Moonblast in neutral matchups makes it really strong. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. If you're new, comment down below. All comments are appreciated. And check out channel memberships if you want to support the channel, help me out and get some exclusive content as we continue this journey. And I start to travel and to play Pokemon circuit to more regionals and such this season. So yeah, all that said, thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.